Hi and welcome to this video on moving to Sweden and coming here to work in the IT industry. So we're going to talk about job market here, the visa process and what to expect when you come here. I'm sitting here with a friend and colleague Andrew.
Yeah, my name is Andrew and I work as a consultant manager at Codic Consulting, one of 3 companies owned by you.
Yeah, I've started Codic and also Software Skills, which is IT recruitment, and then Future Skill, which is a place for a community around coding, so code exercises, learning and program, and so forth. In our company we are around 55 persons, and Codic then has around 19 people who are not primarily Swedish speakers, and also 12 actually who came just last year that we hired from abroad and that moved to Sweden. So then let's talk a little bit more about the visa process and what to expect when you come here.
In the past year we've hired 12 new people from different countries, for example from Sri Lanka, India and Iran. So we have some experience now with the recruitment process from abroad and also helping out with the visa process. And just some tips in regards to applying for jobs in Sweden. Before you can even start a process to get a visa or a work visa to come to Sweden, of course you need a job offer from a company. Unless of course you're a member of the European Union, then you can just move and work wherever you like within the EU, of course. The first thing you need to do when you receive a job offer is make sure that the company that's hiring you has, covered all the bases when it comes to pension and insurances, etc., to make sure it's a good and safe employment for you. For example, at Codic we've solved this problem by signing onto a collective bargaining agreement, which actually helps us cover all bases and all insurances and pension questions, etc., to make sure the employment is safe. So when you have a job offer in hand, you've found a job that you want and you've signed and you've received the job offer, then you can start your visa process and your migration application. At Codic we do this for you, so we just take a power of attorney from you and then we do the entire process. If you have your family with you, we'll help you do the process for them as well, to make sure everything goes smoothly and correctly. And usually this takes about 4 to 12 weeks to get this process done, depending on different circumstances. In Codic we've also chosen to be certified by the migration office in Sweden, which gives us a faster track actually to get the process done with the visa. Other companies might not have that same opportunity, so the process can take longer. I think in the longest cases might be something like 6 months to get your work visa.
So that was the visa process and how to come here. If we talk more about when you actually get here.
Yeah, I think, like moving to any new country, a lot of things are going to be different from where you're from, obviously. And I think in Sweden we're quite heavy on administration, so there are a lot of processes to go through. You have to register at different government offices to get your personal ID number, and you have to register with the tax office to pay your taxes, and you have to get a specific ID to be able to open a bank account, etc. But once all these things are in place, you'll find that everything is very digitalized in Sweden, so you can do most stuff online or with apps, for example, which is really simple and easy. For example, you have easy access to healthcare both through apps, but you can also book physical meetings, which is something that's included in your taxes. And we have good schools and kindergartens, and also culture is, I wouldn't say free, but it's a lot of free stuff if you want to get to know Sweden and learn more about our culture. We have libraries and museums, for example, that are open to the public all year round. So I think there are a lot of benefits in moving to Sweden, definitely.
And then we also have Swedish classes at Codic that we pay for, and we have a lot of activities.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you start working for us, of course, we offer lots of activities to get to know your new colleagues, but we also have Swedish courses at the office, and we'll also help you find additional Swedish courses if you're interested in studying more about the language and learning as well. But I think for the most part for us, when it comes to building the culture, is to getting together and meeting new people. It's a fun way to meet new people, going out to working with our customers, but also hanging out at our activities and just doing fun stuff as well.
And as I left the office yesterday, they had this Swedish class, a weekly one, and also the spouses joined largely. So it was, it's a good way to meet others and have maybe a bigger community than if you come here by yourself. So what should you think about when applying for jobs in Sweden?
Yeah, I think, of course, again, all countries are different, but the Swedish culture is quite a lot of focus, I would say, on your individual personality as well, like who you are as a person, what are your hobbies and your interests. So I think it's good to highlight in your CV and also in your cover letter when you're applying for jobs, maybe some more personal facts about yourself as well, and try and give a broader picture of who you are as a person, not just focus on hard skills in your CV. Of course, it's important what you've done professionally as well, and your technical skills if you're applying in the IT industry that we're working in. Yeah. But we're always interested in finding out more about you as a person as well.
So how do you go about finding jobs in Sweden?
When you're hiring someone from outside of Sweden, you have to post your advertisements on Eures, for example. But of course, all companies post on LinkedIn, or we have the Swedish arbetsförmedlingen.se. I'm sure we'll have a link somewhere. Yeah,
I think we have to have that.
So I think we post our jobs both on LinkedIn, but also on softwareskills.se, which is our sister company. And you can also apply, of course, directly to us through our website as well, just through our contact sheet. So, yeah. Lots of different ways to get in touch, and you can just click add me on LinkedIn as well, or add Henrik on LinkedIn, and connect that way as well.